Howdly doodly there, neighborinos. Hope you're having a flanderific day. Oh, wow, that pumpkin looks amazing. I love it. Wow. What a nice Halloween episode that we did. Yeah, go check out the Halloween episode. That was really cool. Um, wasn't the best one I've ever done, but it certainly wasn't the worst one. The most uninspired Halloween episode I've ever done was the year that we just watched White Zombie. Anyway, that has nothing to do with what we are going to be talking about today. So let's go ahead and get into that. So in church today, we were talking about just like blessings and how it's just not easy sometimes to go and oh, sorry, let me go ahead and turn off the sound real quick. There we go. And just how it's not always easy to do what God calls us to do. And yeah, I mean, I guess how like no matter what, we can always count on God being there, for us, even when especially when things are bad. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about something similar, and that's just, I guess, faith through trials, if that makes sense. Because right now I am going through it, just going through it right now. Things are about to get really busy at work because my boss is taking, I want to say, a week off. So that's going to require me to work more hours, which, I mean, wouldn't be a bad thing, wouldn't even be anything I would be necessarily, like, worried about, I guess, because I'm not, like, upset about it. Like, I'm totally fine with some overtime. The only problem right now is my car decided it wanted to take a shit on itself. So it's very stressful. After getting it fixed and everything, my car decided that something was wrong with the battery. And I needed to have it jump started twice yesterday to get it to, work. Which is fine, I wouldn't have a problem with it just, like having to get a jump, to get it started. But today, I was going to go and jump start it and take it on over. Because at first, I was really stressed out and worried because I thought I was going to have to take it to the dealership because I've got a service plan that I paid for. So I was like, all right, I might as well take it over there and, get it done for free, even though it's probably going to take a week to get my car back. Well, the service plan does not cover the battery, so I could take it into like a Pep Boys or whatever. So I was like, okay, great. They'll actually have the incentive to get my car back in time. Like, maybe this is a blessing in disguise here. Because, I had prayed about it, because, obviously very worrying. So I was like, okay, great, Jesus has given me, like, some kind of an easy escape plan here. Well, we went to jumpstart it, and it didn't turn on. And we tried for over an hour, and it's not turning on. We even disconnected the cables and cleaned like the connection points. I mean, I guess I did that in the hopes that maybe it was just not getting a good connection because of like some crap on the connection points. So did that, and it still didn't work. There it sits in the driveway right now. So yeah, I was really worried that I was gonna have to get it towed. But it seems like if it's just the battery and it's just completely dead or whatever, I can go ahead and take the battery out and have it tested at Pep Boys. So I'm going to try to do that, which is going to be a little stressful because I've never taken a car battery out before. And it's not as simple as just taking it out. Wow, thank you for the raid, Otto. Wow. Really appreciate it. Right now we're doing... Hey, Joshy. Hey, Slicks. Right now we're doing a little bit of a Bible stream here. Hey, G. Autobots roll in. That's great. Hello there, TDWPCX. Not, I guess we'll call you TD. Trademark. Yeah, nice to have you all in. I hope your stream went well, Otto. Playing Rivals right now if you get done soon. It shouldn't... Then again, I always feel like these Sunday Bible streams... I never say they're going to take too long, and then they end up being an hour long, so who knows. You like that? I'm glad you like that. That's great. Yeah, so... that it's a real stressful situation. Having to because I'm gonna have to watch a YouTube video because like I said, it's not as simple as just taking the had a great stream, finished Cyberpunk. Awesome. Did you get all the endings? But yeah, it's not just going to be as easy as taking the battery out because there's like some things that are... Sorry to interrupt your Bible stream. I hope you're having a good one. Well, thank you, Otto. Hopefully I'll be having a good one. I guess we'll see tomorrow. But yeah, it's not going to be just as easy as taking the battery out because it's kind of in a weird spot, kind of. They have this weird piece of plastic that I'm going to have to figure out how to take off before I can get to it and then take it out. So I guess the whole point in me telling you all this is that I was praying a lot throughout the entire ordeal, shall we say, that like, just please help me get this car started and, not have to call a tow truck. But it didn't work out that way, I mean, I guess I haven't called a tow truck, but that remains to be seen whether I will need to or not. But sometimes, and I think G and I and Steven as well have talked about this, sometimes you can be going through like stressful situations or difficult trials in life, and you pray about it, and it still doesn't turn out the way that you want it to. You don't get that instant relief that you're looking for. And it's a very biblical thing to think of, if you think about it. Jesus in I believe it was the Garden of Gethsemane. Please correct me if I'm wrong, G. Where Jesus himself prayed to God and said, if there's any other way, please, I think he says, take this cup from me. Um, and unfortunately, well, I mean, I guess fortunately for us, but yet unfortunately, because of course, Jesus had to die for our sins, that didn't happen. Much like how you're jumping on all the pews. Yeah, no, I like to run and jump in this game, so I know I should be over here, you know. Well, I can sit still. Um, but yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out the way that we hope or intend things to work out, but that's okay. Because and this is something I've been trying to internalize a lot right now, is that I have a way of doing things and God has a way of doing things, and his way is much better than mine. No matter no matter what I think or feel about it. In that, while there may be struggles and stressful things that come of it, you can't lose sight of that. Is that God knows better than you. He's got the ultimate plan, and that again, you just gotta focus on that. And not only that, but like, for all of the terrible things that happen on this earth, well, two things really. One, God works it for his glory. And secondly, yeah, God has his own ways of solving problems. Sometimes you might not like the way he does it. Exactly, Joshy. You're 100% correct. But the second thing is that there's going to come a day where none of it's going to matter, Like, the worst, most horrid suffering that you can think of is not going to matter. And I think it's in Revelation 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Revelation 4 where, every tear will be wiped away and all things will be made new. So there's going to come a point where none of it really matters, and it's going to be important. Like, all of the suffering that we go through is going to be important to help build our faith and bring us even closer to God. For as bad as it sounds, the most important thing to help you build your faith is for you to suffer. Now, I'm not saying you go out of your way to suffer. Well, I mean, maybe in some cases you do. Maybe in some cases you do. Depends on, like, your definition of suffering, I suppose. If your definition of suffering means, like, you're afraid of public speaking or afraid of talking about your faith, that you go out and you talk about your faith, and maybe in a public setting. Maybe, you go in and preach to people. Like, sure, yeah, in that way, yeah, go out of your way to suffer. But yeah, and another very important thing that I've also been trying to focus on as well through this is that, for as bad as one area in your life may seem, or one problem that you have going on may be, we're very blessed in different ways. So, for example, I had to, while I was sitting around pacing, waiting for the battery to charge that never did, I was trying to think, well, even if this battery doesn't charge, I've still got, like, a place to sleep at night. I still have food to eat. I still have a job that I can make money from. I still have all of these things. I have family, I have friends, like all of these things that God has blessed me with, um, that I don't deserve, you know? Because we don't deserve anything except for God's wrath, but we don't get that. So that's something else to keep in mind, you know, just really like ground yourself. Is that we can't we can't sit back, and I mean it's really easy, and I've been there myself. It can be easy to be angry or upset with God, but at the end of the day, you have to, like I said, realize that you can't be entitled, because you are entitled to nothing. Like I said, the only thing that you have earned, the only thing that you deserve is God's wrath. But through Jesus, you don't get that. Um, yeah, I think that pretty well wraps up what I wanted to talk about on this stream. I know we've got a lot of first-time viewers on this stream, which is awesome. I love that. It makes me very happy to see probably the most viewers that I have had. Pastor Ultra, oh yeah. Thank you, thank you. I wouldn't go that far. I'm just a dude who talks about Jesus. Um, I love seeing that we have like probably the most people that I have had on stream. Maybe in like a month. I'm so glad that everyone is here for this stream. You know, that will always make me the happiest. Because I mean, you know, getting viewers is cool, and you know, I love that. But especially for the Bible streams, because you know, this is like more important. You know, hopefully, someone heard something they needed to hear, or maybe you know got some insight, or just thought about something a different way, um, than what they have been. And these Sunday streams, I forgot to do one last week. I was so entrenched in Marvel Rivals that I totally forgot until Thursday when Steven and I do the Bible streams, which is a very different stream than the one that we are doing right now. Because on these Sunday Bible streams, I like to talk about something or give like an overview of a book of the Bible that I've been reading, or like an apocrypha that I've been reading, because I like to read the apocrypha as well, because I feel like you don't have to like necessarily say this is God inspired text, talking about the apocrypha, to read them, because you should come to that conclusion on your own. For example, I read through the book of Maccabees. Gonna be honest, it was kind of a bore, and I really don't see that being a God-inspired book. So I see why most denominations leave it out. But yeah, the reason I came to that conclusion is because I read it for myself. But yeah, in the Thursday Bible streams, which I highly encourage everyone to go and check out, we, like I said, read through books of the Bible, or well, chapters of the Bible. We're going to be going through 1 Timothy next week. I know I said that we were going to do something a little bit different in a previous stream, talking about like young Earth creationism versus like evolutionary creationism, and we will be getting to that. But I think we're going to get to it after we finish the book of 1 Timothy, because Steven says he wants a little bit more time to study, which is fine. It gives me time to actually study myself, because I'm not gonna lie with you, I was just gonna raw dog it, because that's kind of my style. But you know, always good to be prepared and have facts. But yeah, make sure to check out those videos. I feel like we do a really good job. Because I'm certainly not like the most insightful when it comes to like reading and understanding the scriptures. I feel like Stephen and G provide a lot of really, really good insights. And quite frankly, do it better than I do. But, you know, we're a team, you know, we all have different strengths and different weaknesses, and I think we put on a really good show, so make sure to check that out. I am going to go ahead and write down a Bible verse of the week, which I have not done in a long time. And then we are going to call this an episode, and then I'm going to go ahead and play some Marvel Rivals with G. So what is going to be our verse of the day? We're going to do Ezekiel 36:26, all right? That's going to be the verse of the day. If you're wondering where I just pick these from, I have like a list of Bible verses that I write down. When I come across them, I'm like, oh, that's really good. And then I kind of forget about them a little bit. And yeah, because I'm not super great at remembering things. Whoops, don't need to capitalize that. And then I write them down here, and then we might talk about it a little bit. And then I put it on the podium, and we look at it, and we go, wow, that's really cool. All right, here we go. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and will give you an heart of flesh. It's a really great verse, and it talks about the spiritual transformation that you will get if you seek after God. I believe Jesus talks about this, just like your heart will change if you truly seek after God, and that's a great way to tell if you're on a good a good spiritual path. Is you can take a look at things that normally you would have reacted differently in a certain situation, but instead you act with a more Christ-like action, I guess you could say. But yeah, spiritually, we're all dead without Jesus, because, like I said, he will replace our spirit with one that's more like his. So I really thank everybody for stopping in and listening. Wow, thank you so much for the gifted sub, Joshy. That's awesome. I gotta put my offerings for the church. Thank you so much. I think you're our you're our number one gifted sub on the channel. You're number one, Joshy. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And that's also hilarious. But yeah, I want to thank Joshy for the gifted sub and for being here. That's awesome. I want to thank Otto for the raid and for being here. I want to thank G for showing up, and Slicks, and Trademark, TDW, PCX. Yeah, and anyone else who may have tuned in and didn't chat with me, I really appreciate it. Thank you to the YouTube crowd who's going to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in just a moment, because I'm going to go ahead and get up a Marvel Rival stream with G. So, see y'all. Oh, sorry. See y'all.